Hello, guys, and welcome back. This is the Overwatch Singapore Collegiate Clash, and it is the final day of the qualifiers. First things first, so my name is Dax, and I'm here with the great man himself, Teddy. Teddy
Hey,
Lewis.
what's up,
Hello.
guys?
It's been so long, Teddy. How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you, man? How is Philippines over there?
Well, it's kind of been a mess, but it's all good. Hopefully, everything really pans on out. And been a while since we've been together. It's been a while since we cast Overwatch,
Right.
but we know that these are incredible teams already showing up in the high school collegiate scene, and I really can't wait to get into it. And for today of all days, we have the final matchups of our incredible group stage. And to start things off, we got Slip Slip Frog Uwu versus SU before result, and then later on it's gonna be NUS Bing Chilin and Elo Health having that matchup. So if we could get the standings real quick after we watch the schedule, you can see it here that these two teams, they're really vying for position. And Teddy, what can you say about the group so far? Because it has been 2 days of incredible Overwatch action.
You know what? I'm really expecting a back and forth match between Slip Slip Frog Who or SSFU versus SU before results because both of them are quite technically competent and they are back and forth and they can actually duke it out. Especially from what I've seen in the past matches that has happened yesterday and the day before yesterday. So pretty much I've seen a lot of usage. Diva especially has been a really staple pick for any of the teams in in yesterday's match. So I wouldn't be surprised. And given the propensity on how both of these teams are actually quite skilled in using Lucio, so I'm prepared to see some boop shenanigans. So that will be interesting. We'll see who gets the higher environmental kills right there.
That's the thing. And then the flip side of matchup later on, Bing Chilin versus Eel Hell might be a battle for position, but might be a battle to try and get into that top cut. But on the flip side, you were talking about it already. Our first game, it's gonna be absolutely spicy because this is the battle for the top spot of Group A. And looking into this matchup, of course, between Slips and Fragu and SU before result. I think you mentioned already Slips and Fragu. That's a squad with a lot of Lucia mains coming our
Yep,
way. So if you can
yep.
see that roster right there, it might be high time to just point them out here, Teddy. Because from what I know, from what I see all the time in the community circuit, these are some of the best Lucius we have in the community. And let's start things off already. Who's going to be playing that role? And it might be Hazi on the Lucio there to watch out
You
for.
are right. You are right, Dex. It might be Hazi, and he might be showing us, some wall rides up to the, map ceiling. And but nevertheless, we have also Butter and Unknown, which are really really good tanks as well. And I think Unknown might be playing the off tank role for this lineup here. So we might see a bit of Diva. We also might see a bit of Dive. We have a mixture of Zarya with the ball, and who knows, right? It anything can go.
Exactly, and you have Overshake on the DPS. I'm
Yeah.
really excited to see what he's gonna be doing that. But you mentioned it between Hanzi, I guess say Overshake, Shadowlit, and these guys they do have the propensity to want to play that speed. So it wouldn't be
Mm-hmm.
surprising to see those kind of compositions that go for the brawl, maybe a bit of that dive, and Slips of Frog. Ooh, a very young roster really dominating Group A so far. But their opponents, you gotta give them the respect that is due as well, because that is gonna be the team of SU before result. And they're from NTU, Nanyang Technological University. I'm not from Singapore, but I know the schools apparently. But this is
Yeah.
already a roster to watch out for. You got Bubble Kitty on that DPS. You got Harley Savage, right? Gonna be playing on that tap. You got Claire on that support role. And this is really a squad that has so much experience in the pro scene that can really pop off if given the right situation.
Also, I would like to point out, right, Dex, that throughout this whole tournament, from Uwu as well as SU before results, none of them has actually lost a match at all.
Ooh.
But only SU before results, they only have one map loss there. So that's why I say like both of these teams they can really duke it out. So because both technically are undefeated thus far, and like you mentioned, Bubble Kitty and Claire, Zered, Deadpool, Harley, Bitex, right? These are names that we actually do know, and they have been on the circuit for quite a while. So but nonetheless, SSFU they have like pretty cool plays, and they haven't even lost a map. So maybe they have something in their in their pockets, and they might use it against SSFU.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Seems like to be a matchup that might be a little bit of a check. It's like, hey, are you guys still
Mm.
updated? What's going on? What are you gonna be bringing? And it's not just a battle for that first seed, really. It's a battle to see who is really that better team coming out of Group A. Because these two teams are absolute stalwarts already of the Singaporean circuit. These two teams already, we know so many names that are familiar to us that have made waves in those previous open divisions, in those previous multiple tournaments before. The years and the years that have come by in Overwatch, we're gonna be seeing them clashing yet again here in the Singapore Collegiate Clash. So, Teddy, I gotta ask you. I know we're sponsored by so many incredible sponsors right now. Who do we have to thank for this amazing tournament?
You know what, guys? Part of it, it has to the prizes has been sponsored by all over the place. It has been community funded, and also we have some sponsors like Antidote Studios. They actually have customized keycaps with an attitude. So if you need to customize your keycaps, you know who to go for. And we also have Precious, which is a website that you can get customized, personalized gifts. And also Blizzard, from the C region has sponsored some of the prize, especially the BattleNet Balance, all for you, which is a community by the students from Singapore, and also uni.co. As I mentioned, we also have some community funding, which is quite a fair bit, 350 Sing. So, we might see some of these teams picking up the prize pot on the 8th and on the 9th in Kallang Esports Experience Center. Also, we have the event partners, which are gamers like us, and the Pacific Overwatch community, which is the broadcast partner for this event. So yeah, those are the partners and sponsors that actually have teamed up together to make this event happen. So yeah, I would like to thank them. And yes, moving on, let's talk about our map pool here. Dex, I'm
Yeah,
pretty
let's
sure you
go.
are quite excited, for some of this control map.
Dude, come on, let's be real. It's been a year, almost like a year that I haven't seen too much about this Overwatch. It's been a busy year, yes. But for now, just to wrap it up, just to end it, we're gonna be seeing, of course, Oasis, Numbani, and Route 66 for our map pools. You got control, you got hybrid, you got escort, no assault whatsoever, because no one really likes 2CP. But in all honesty, when you got a
Oh.
map like Oasis here, Teddy, I think the first thing to watch out for really is which ones of the maps we'll be getting, what kind of order we're gonna see, and
Mm-hmm.
how the adjustments will fly. Will we get, of course, the Ribbit Squad basically go for those Lucia plays? Probably, right? Whether it be the university, whether it be city center, whether it be the gardens, they're gonna be trying to unleash something with that involves the Lucia. But in the meantime, for NTUSU before result, I'm really gonna be looking forward to perhaps what their DPS is gonna be playing, what Bubble Kitty is gonna be playing, because he
Mm-hmm.
might be the one to really be the beacon of hope and be the one that the team is built around in terms of the composition.
All right, and also like you mentioned Oasis, right? We also have lots of map control, and we can actually see if the teams can actually jostle for the map control and prevent the other team from actually taking over the map. So that will be a bit hard, given that control maps are always dive heavy. So we'll see if any of the teams can edge out the other with the better Lucio plays. But nevertheless, the next map, Numbani, it's a favorite. There's a lot of vertical maps. You have the high ground and low ground, especially your first 2 points there. So it will be interesting if we can see like some Pharah or some dive heroes being played there. So what are your thoughts about this? Numbani, especially given that we have a strong house like Bubble Kitty and whatnot
I,
that will
I
be
really
playing.
feel I really feel like once we get into the money, it might be one of those maps where these guys can snowball out of control. Whoever wins
Mm-hmm.
Oasis will have that momentum coming into Numbani, and I wouldn't be too surprised if the team that does take the victory on Oasis try to go for that fast three side push for
Right.
Numbani instead. It is a matchup though. I feel like it will go three maps, don't you, Teddy? Because these two squads you mentioned already, none of them have dropped a match whatsoever. And for the side of Slipstick Frog, ooh, they haven't even lost a single map. So if they want to keep that record, they're going to look for that 2-0. But I really feel like either way, this can be a 2-1 for any of these teams, depending on who's really popping off for today.
That is true. That is true. And also Escort, right? Let's move on to Route 66. There's a bit of um, a sketchy situation where, depending on the teams, they might opt to play it a bit slow because it has to be an assault onto the high ground, especially on the first point where you have the gas station on top of the gas station, and then onto the second point where you have the house, the little hut thing in the center where you can essentially control rotations and high ground there. So we'll see if especially when you mention SSFU, right? They might have really good diva plays, especially to check and for any of the dives coming in their way. So watch out there. SU before results.
And there we have it, guys. It already seems like this map is going to be absolutely spicy. And we're looking to get into our first game. This is the first matchup of the day, final day of the qualifiers. And we are going to be starting things off on Oasis SSFU versus NTUSU. It's time for us to get into the battle, get into the battlefield, get into the matchup, and let's get into the fun here at the Overwatch Singapore Collegiate Clash. So you can see it already on the left-hand side. We got Sip Sip Fragu looking to play things out, and Hazi, of course, the one to watch out for on that Lucio. Wouldn't be too surprised, though, if maybe we see a few rotations here and there if these guys want to change it up. In the meantime, though, Harley Bubble Kitty already scared. This NTUSU looking to fight, looking to battle, and looking to become the true result and the true team at the very top. Composition so wise, though, we already see the Cascade being played here by Deadpool. Bubble Kitty gonna be looking to play that Mei, and Lucius for both sides to rip things up, go for the brawl, and with the Reinhardt Zarya versus the Ryan Diva, who do you think might have the perfect start here? And aptly, it's a little apt right now. We start things off on University here on Oasis.
I actually quite like the lineup here. Both of them are running essentially mirror comp as but the only difference is basically the the cowboy.
I'll be honest with you. I had to practice this like 10 times before we got started. But we did see CT play from Specific Ragu already going closer and closer to the points, not sights anymore. We got Butter though out in front, and yeah, Ryan Diva versus Ryan Zarya. That's gonna be an interesting clash with SU right now sticking on around. Goes to the center, but it's a beautiful wall, and now that's CTYX getting beaten on down. Focus fire instant go. There we have the stun gonna be into play though. Overshift right now gonna be bringing in the damage, looking to get rid of those immortality fields, and here comes Unknown brawling. The charge comes on in, but it's Sipsik Fragu with the first point capture.
Yep, that was a really nice Mei wall there, but I guess, now Slip Fragu who did mess up their Mei wall, but you see, with this sort of map control, it is quite back and forth with, especially now, we have a turn of events where SU before results did actually get control of the map. Quite a turn of events there where, Overshake did actually mess up his wall, giving the point to SU before results there to take to get the map control.
I'm not too surprised, even with that, Unknown getting beaten down by BTYX down below. Give an advantage there for SC before result, and now they're the ones playing the aggression. And let's not forget, SC before result, they have so much experience on the pro scene, but the wall is only going to be catching out the Lucio. It's game on the way for now. And here comes the Mei rolling from Bumble Kitty. Infertile Field going to be there from up top, but Claire trying to go for the Soundfire. Doesn't have it as of yet, but they don't need it anyway. As here we go with SU before result, beating down the opposition yet again. Such control, courtesy of Bumble Kitty. And he's popping the slips of Fragu before they can even get close to that side.
Yeah, but both Mei actually did pop their ults. No, actually Overshake still has his ult, but didn't he use it early on? Seems like there was two Mei ult being used, but anyway, here comes another rotation here by Slip Fragu, moving in with the Mei Ice Field, Freezing Field as well, and now we'll see we can have actually. But the Claire has actually popped his ultimate, so giving his team extra HP to actually push in.
Standard though, it's really interesting. The Ice Wall did block it, self-destruct now gonna come on through. Unknown gonna go for the remake, but Harley already mowing down to immediately win the laser. And here comes the Wraith also just raiding Butter immediately. Shots now come from the Ghastly. Deadpool with a find onto Unknown even. And SU versus for result, it does seem like it's already signed, sealed, delivered here on University. One more clash perhaps for Sips and Fragu. Thing is though, they have a number of ultimates and they realize they have to adjust. Zarya right now for Unknown here, Teddy, but can they make it work with the Sound Barrier and the Dead Blossom?
Yeah, but also I'm looking at it like the Harley playing the Zarya is just getting so much frontline control here for his team, and that's making so much space for his team. And now you see yet another Mei Freezing Field on the side of SU before results, pushing the onslaught of the push by SSFU, and with that buys time for Deadpool to actually land both of his Dead Eye to kill the supports of SSFU.
I know, blink twice steady if you're under the rest, but here we go already. No blinking required because SU before result, eyes wide open, and just pushing on forward to get this victory. 100-22 to start things off. God, I miss this kind of gameplay. But the thing is, you can see it here for SU before result. They took control of the point immediately. They gave it up at the start, sure, but as soon as they got in position, as soon as they got the takedowns, they were just absolutely sublime on the execution there, Teddy.
Yeah, like I really like the execution. Bubble Kitty did actually have really nice walls earlier, and you also see Harley providing the support in the front line, right? Just giving his Ryan so much more sustenance with the bubbles and whatnot. That was what bought them a lot of space and buys Deadpool with his McCree to actually get some headshot kills from the back. So SSFU were playing it really, really well, but nonetheless, SU before results, I mean. But SSFU also is really doing very well in terms of rotation-wise, but they are just not finding enough foothold in the front lines there.
But here we have it now. Dive gonna be the play for BTYX and Harley. Bubble Kitty over to one of the signature picks, Farah. And it seems like the Far Mercy play here for SU before result is gonna be the call right now. But Overshake wants to go for the counter, and he's on the X here. Pow also on the Tracer, and immediately the dynamic DPS duo here up to the Fragumu, bringing in the damage that needs to be done. Anoda with a find already on the wrecking ball. BTYX slipping on through, but Anoda will beat them away and say, no good sir, no gorilla time for you. And here we have it again. Slips at Fragumu. They start things off strong, get that first point capture. But the question right now is how long will they be able to hold down this point?
I guess when you're playing dive, right, SSFU, they were playing dive, but Zerate was actually being quite wide open here in the back line, so it is quite, open season for him to be picked off early on in the game, so that is what actually actually lost them the fight there.
Oh, but they gave up the point so quickly, and now it's gonna be a capture here. Bubble Kitty though gonna be dying. Here comes Butter with a takedown, and it does seem like it's just easy here for SSFU to pick apart the opposition one by one. With a dive composition, yeah, you do have to contest as a full unit. You might have to give up the objective itself. Wrecking Ball right now going all around, trying to find that target. Overshake though getting closer to the duplicate, but Hamzi catches out Harlan there, and it's SSFU yet again keeping control of the point here, Teddy.
Yeah, I really like the dive. They are very aggressive SSFU. They are all like balls deep into SU before results. But look at the rotations here. SSFU being so aggressive with the Tracer and the Monkey Diva plays here. So they are not really giving any space for SU before results. But now we'll see Bubble Kitty with a kill onto the Winston. Oh, this is quite a turn of events. Might be going in the way of SU before results.
Trying to keep it up. SU before Soul cannot handle whatsoever. Shots do keep on coming. Here we have it right now. BTYX with the beatdown with that Prowl Rage. And Deadpool also getting the fight. Even Overshake having to fly on away because that Rampaging Monkey way too scary. BTYX taking the brunt of the damage, taking the front line by storm. And that's enough for SU before Result to get that capture. And this is now pressure being applied. Bubble Kitty and Claire with a perfect opportunity, but Overshake, that's a perfect hold for the team. And here comes the opening onto the side we go already. Butter with a leap on in. We'll pump those disconnection off the Shadow Legend, and the Stab Baron will be into play as here comes more and more pressure from Sips of Frago. Turnabout is fair play, and you can thank Overshake for that one as they now have the advantage. They can go for the push, and they're looking to get the point here, Teddy.
It's quite an open. That was quite a real nice play here, played by Deadpool. He actually opened up with the kill onto the ulting Moira there, so the Moira doesn't get her ultimate, the full value of the ultimate. But nevertheless, we actually have quite a ton of events where you actually see, when you have enough aggression and firepower, it doesn't really matter if, let's say, you have one support being picked off here. Where basically it's just, that's quite a kill there. Main tank being down here on the side of SSFU. Deadpool meanwhile, and now we will have Deadpool getting killed onto Pow. So Tracer versus Tracer, here we have the better Tracer, or probably the luckier Tracer in that engagement, getting the flip side rotation on the side of SU before results.
Win the duel, find the target. Here comes Harlow with a little mind kill on the Shadow Legend, and Deadpool is not done to work with a map, and right now he's looking to map up the opposition with these kind of takedowns. They're able to put the fire onto Hazi as well, but they're now gonna get turned into Bird's Toast, and BTYX making sure that SBU for result keeping it alive. SU right now still keeping on. SSFU trying to get that first point capture, trying to get back here to make it 1-1 on control. And it looks like Overshake is looking against Bubble Kitty yet again. But this time, Bubble Kitty playing a lot safer right now here, Teddy. And it does seem like 4-4 result. They just want to make the focus and broad tap and get the barrage as soon as possible. Use it to get the win. But Butter is already on the line. Just going in for Serene first. Perfect dive here. Justice though looking to try and find a target. Here we go now with the self-destruct coming into play. And Unknown just breaking down a few things here and there. He got the defense matrix onto the Tracer Bomb though. And here goes Bubble Kitty fragging out one more time. Hazy now with the sound barrier to keep on Steam alive. They want to make sure that they can keep on with this one. But this is so dangerous right now for SSBU. As here comes BTYX yet again with a Primal Rage. So much time right now, but then Winston is able to stall here. Teddy, Bubble Kitty though, gonna be on it alongside Deadpool. And with the focus fire from before result, it might just be their chance to make it happen. But Butter, Pow with the takedowns. Overtime right now, taking all the way 99% to 99%. And it does seem like over Hazy as he chases down Bubble Kitty to the ends of the earth, to the traffic, and sips the Fragu. This should be a point for them in their favor.
I mean, Zerid died twice with his ultimate as an Ana, and I mean, you know, SSFU, they were playing dive so aggressively, they didn't even allow any space or, you know, the supports to actually shine or actually provide any sustenance for SU before results. So really nice dive here by SSFU. I really like the aggression being played here. And Zerid is such a poor soul, man. He's just being, you know, being bullied non-stop as an Ana in this situation. Yeah. I guess he would be swapping off now to a Baptiste. Hopefully that might bode well as he has an escape mechanism and doesn't really have to rely too much on the team to peel for him. So let's hope that this might be a better situation for Zerid and he's not being caught out too often.
Yeah, it's just so hard, right? When you're getting dove like that, it's way too much pressure being applied. And for SC before result, they just need to find a way to keep Serene alive so they can actually play a proper 6v6. But now we go over to the Gardens and BTYX and Harley. They want to take that high ground as much as possible. They can Savage keep on live. Deadpool right now though with quick combat roll, even playing the hard aggress on the Cassidy. But look to Fragu, they're also contesting heavily there with that dive, but that's a perfect pickoff already. That's one down. Goodbye to Overshake quickly. Another one fights the dust. That's just the Fragu. They're falling like dominoes one by one. Just getting kicked apart by SC before result. And as Bubble Kitty is trying to go for the track, going after Hazy yet again. The aggression, the speed, and with Serene able to contribute on the Baptiste, this is SC before result, taking the first capture of this third point.
I'm really liking the patience being played here, the team lineup for SU before results. They're playing a bit more huddled up together. And that was what brought a bit more, you know, value for Claire's Zerid to play their support lineup. But now we have the first pick. Overshake does indeed get a kill onto their star DPS and Hazi getting a kill. Oh, everyone picked the kill onto Zerid. This is quite an upset for SU before results, and now the point will flip in contention for SSFU. That wasn't really quite a fight. It opened up with a kill by Bubble Kitty, gets taken down early, and that was it. The cards has crumbled in favor of
This
SSFU.
is the problem. Teddy, this is the problem. If you jump as the Baptiste has with an easy move there with a sound wave, and it's perfect opportunity for SSFU to trade it up and get the point on back. Now Pau playing the scout, even the Tracer zipping all around for a target or two, getting closer and closer to the Pulse Bomb. But here comes Clipper, the sound barrier of all things, and it's already SSFU getting the pick off that lead. Harley has already fallen. Butter right now going for the beatdown yet again. Overshake has turned into Twilight, but there we have a little bit of stun efforts there. But Deadpool can't find a target whatsoever on the Cassidy. And it's again SSFU cleaning up so very nicely. They got into the corner. They caught out SG before result, even though they went for the shielding from the Lucio. And another victory here for SSFU in the fights and making sure that's like ultimate burst from before results.
But just look at the ultimate bank that SU before results have though. They have 5 ultimates, but nevertheless, Hazi does indeed have the sound barrier to provide his team with a bit more HP in the engagement. But you see, we have the poke here by Pao just hoping to get a kill. But no, we have Deadpool with a dead eye onto Hazi here. So we have both the DPS on SU before results getting work done without too much ultimates being committed in this fight.
Oh, this cowboy knows how to use that sheriff, man, and well, Deadpool, pretty scary as well. I know we talk about a lot about Bubble Kitty, but really, Deadpool also quite a renowned player in the community. He knows how to really pop up as well, and we're seeing it right now that he's getting some really good stunts with the concusses. He's finding ways to just make sure that the flashback get the connection. And you mentioned it, Deadeye Deadpool, it just wipes itself. But Bubble Kitty right now playing the flank, being a bothered, and trying to go for the focus spots one more time. Here comes Butter though with
Hey, we had the
Winston, and
grab.
oh, is that a Graviton? Yes, it is. But there you have a node chomping on the pulse bomb for now. It's a hard contest here from SU before assault. There we have it, Harley though, with the takedown off the Shadow Litten, removing the healing from the equation here.
Oh.
Ooh, and now it's the cleanup crew immediately. The supports are gone. The front line, the DPS, they're all gonna be get beaten on away. And this is SU before assault taking the point back. What a close game we've had so far already.
Definitely, definitely. This is quite a back and forth fight from both these teams, and now we can see actually we now have the ultimate being, Deadpool does have his Dead Eye now. Let's see whether he can actually make anything happen. But no, we actually have the deny here on the Shadow Litten actually getting the immortality field down.
And it's a very quick takedown, but there's still advantage here for SSFU, and they have the numbers that they want. Overtime, though, taking away 98% already here for SE before assault. But with Pao and Hazy getting the final takedowns, it doesn't seem like they needed that Moira for that fight in the first place. So a little bit of a reprieve there for Slips of Frog. Ooh, one last clash will perhaps be here for SE before results, and they're gonna try to come pushing forward with Overshake. He's playing it risky to try and get the duplicate, and he turns into the Cassidy here. He's holding on away, though, looks to stay on alive as duplicate right now. The Winston gonna get beaten back yet again, and it's on site right now. On point here for SSFU. They want to stay on the line with the Deadeye for the zone. There we have the shield of the BTYX. Harley ready to be ready with a grab bug surge. And this might be the gun that is absolutely smoking. We'll see what the grab can do. We'll see if it's going to come on out in the first place. And Harley already burning down Overshake, but the advantage goes over to Slits of Frog. Ooh, and the Nolan and Power get to take that rapid eat. Harley though with a big team already. Finding some more. Bubble Kitty gonna try to go for the full bomb as well. And say that it's BTYX with the beatdown on a node. Button right now with a trade on back. And SSFU, do they keep the perfection here? Do they stay on their perfect map record as overtime taking on away, but Bubble Kitty with the last hurrah. And here comes Deadpool as well. Now the Cassidy and the Traits are trying to make things work. Power the fight to go back. Hazy able to get the punch and getting the one up on the Bubble Kitty. And as this happens, Chicago with the reinforcements have arrived and trying to stay on alive. Overshake, he's hugging this wall, hugging the center. Power is coming on through as well. Deadpool though protected by BTYX. And here comes Goal. Let's put goodbye to your
Oh.
and the sound
I
from
stunned.
Flair. What a timing from the Lucy as well to keep the team alive. Just overtime takes one away, but SSRQ, they still find the targets anyway. Has the unknown on the board, and it's BTYX might be saying bye-bye here very, very soon. Shadow looking for the takedown, and Slips the Froggo will take Oasis.
Man, that was quite a back and forth match. Initially, when I thought, the sound barrier was being used there, SU before results might have the advantage going into the fight, but no, we actually have the Tracer being played by SSFU, which was doing so much work in the backlines of SSFU. Yep. And look at this, Bubble Kitty was just controlling the front lines and helping his tanks out with the control of using the Mei wall. And that was why I guess SSFU, really they actually have really nice coordination and dive here onto the backlines and didn't really allow the tank, especially Reinhardt, was a bit too sluggish in that fight. And that was probably why SSFU did actually have a bit more value when they were playing a Tracer into that lineup. The dive into the Reinhardt, a bit more of a static composition in that match in Oasis.
No, I think also for SSFU, just to point it out, they're the ones who took up the opportunities that were kind of left behind by SU before result, and
Mm-hmm.
they made sure that they could capitalize on it. Let's remember on City Center, how many times was it a problem for Serrate basically to try and
Yep.
still stay on? He had so many struggles because he was left behind on that Ana, and we saw how many he saw time and time again. Slips of Frog would take those opportunities. It's a squad of Lucia mates. Come on, they want to go in fast. They
Yeah.
want to go in hard. And Teddy, that's the thing. You have Hazi able to duel with Bubble Kitty. We were talking about how much of a prodigy he is on that Lucio, and
Mm-hmm.
just keeping parity with the DPS on the other side. That's also one more factor that Slips of Frog can really take. So really young guns for Slips of Frog but they have some of the best potentials that we see here in the collegiate clash right now.
That is true. That is true. And also, yeah, like you mentioned, Zeraid, he died twice, with his ultimate still intact, and he didn't actually had the chance to use it. That was how much SSFU were actually pressuring him, and because of that, the team really didn't have they didn't really have sustenance to go into the fight. And even in the last match where he was playing the Baptiste, right, he was just getting bombarded by the Lucio, bombarded by the Tracer, and by the dive tanks as well. So he didn't really have a good time in that match.
But yeah, this just that last map though. But it feels like it was a bit of a coin flip too at the very end. The Gardens,
Hmm.
either side could have taken it. We saw so much clutch potentials from so many of them. Harley found a way to go for the kills with that Zarya, Grafton Surge into play. Then you have Claire with that sound barrier alongside
Right.
Deadpool and the Dead Eye. But then on the flip side, again, Hanzi staying on alive, Shadow Litten, he was able to go for the sustain in that last fight as well. Then you watch Overshake on the Echo, really finding a way to deal with SU before result. It
Hmm.
One thing I want to say here about this matchup right now, there's a lot of familiarity, I have to say. I know these guys have played with each other for a bit already beforehand in the community. These guys have probably seen each other in the ladder as well when they were a bit more active, and they have an idea of some of the, I'd say, tendencies of some of these players. So let's not forget that these guys are very very familiar with one another. But I
That is
I
true.
gotta say I gotta say Teddy though, before we talk a little bit more about the game, it's been so long since I've
Yeah,
been able to cast Overwatch like this kind of speed. Woo. As we say in Filipino, nakakapagod. A little tiring, but we
yeah,
still got more to come.
it's been a while. It's been a while, Dex. Like, I mean, the back and forth as compared to other games, right? It's
Yes.
just so much happening at the same time, and I don't know what to talk about at the same time because so many things are happening. So many ultimates are being thrown, and people are dying left, right, and center. So uh, it's quite
Yeah,
a
but
roller coaster of emotions there.
yeah, exactly. Roller coaster action, and come on, let's just get into it. Second map looking to be ready.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be Numbani, and you know what they say: no matter what esports title it is, it's simple. Casters start the game, as we'll see if Subsifragu can still stay with their perfect map streak. Guys, this is a battle for the top seed of Group A. Both of these squads looking to be already prepared for the playoffs, looking to go for more into next week. But the real question right now is who will be that number one seed? Will we see Subsifragu keep their map record intact as we get into the second map, or can SU before result play spoil? Let's get into the hybrid, let's get into the battle, and let's get into Numbani.
Right, right. Let's get into Numbani Dex. Also, I would like to point out that actually the loser from the previous match would actually pick which side they will be on. So SU before
Ooh.
results will be picking to defend first, and SSFU would be picking to attack. So I guess Numbani in the first point, there's a lot of vertical element to this point. It's more like an assault in the first segment there before you actually unlock the payload to push on to the second and third point. So we'll see what SU before result is gonna play on the defense.
Yeah,
So I'm really
really.
liking. Go on.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
I'm really liking the play. The pick here. Harley is going to play the Hawk here. That's because I guess he's gonna be preparing to hook and to peel a bit more for his supports, as well as some of the DPSs like Bubble Kitty is gonna be playing the Torbjorn. So a bit more, peel potential here on the side of SU before results. But SSFU, meanwhile, will be playing a bit more aggression like what we've seen earlier in Oasis. So we'll see if SU before results can actually match the aggression being put forth by SSFU.
Yeah, no surprise that they have basically a composition that involves a dive, but Hazi has flexed on over to the Mercy instead, over as Overshake on the Becco, but the
Right.
powerhouse, that is the Roadhog. Guys, Roadhog, that hook, he's so potent, and goodbye immediately to Unknown. That's also a lot of ultimate
That
charge.
yet again another.
Oh no, dude, he's going fishing right now. Give
I
him
know.
a rod. He knows exactly what to do with that. But I just wanted to mention a while ago here, Teddy. You start things off on the body defense because it's one of the most stifling point A's you can get in Overwatch. It just feels like when you're beaten back so many times, it's so overwhelming when you're
Yep.
trying to attack. And Harley already off to a good start. But as we get into the action, get BPYX, get into the front line here because of Winston and Zardo takes the high ground. And Butler finds the ring.
Oh.
Doesn't even get the opportunity opportunity versus the bad team. The Sigma ultimately falling out there. And here comes Overshade going after the Zenyatta of Claire. And suddenly, it seems like everything I said gets thrown to the wayside. As the defense is just being beaten on away one more time. Throw up the trash. Says SSFU, we're taking this point, we're taking this map, and we're taking control very quickly on into the game.
Really decisive opening here by SSFU. Like, they know what they wanted to get, and they have really nice rotations here. It really didn't matter for the pills on the side or SU before results. We have the potent hooks here by Harley, but you know, SSFU were like, no, I don't give any hoods. I don't give any hoods.
Oh man, I was like, I was about to say it to anybody, I realized. Sponsor for Blizzard, by the way, guys. No, so thank you to everyone who supported us so far. But here we go already, back into the streets and over to the payload segment of Giovanni. 14 out of the contention. Bubble Kitty still sticking around on the Torpedo, and he's ready with the molten core if ever. But Harley beating on away with the full hog, getting the knockback onto Overshake. But this is just being created over to the right hand side by the bus, and Butler is still here being spread on over open, and he's just leaping on, and one more time, just the push from the Winston, letting the Zarya, the Echo, and the Tracer clean up nicely from in behind. Another pusher slips the Frog Boo, and they're sliding into the DMs and sliding into this B side very, very quickly, Teddy.
Again, the aggression that you see being played here by SSFU, they were not actually letting SU before results have any sort of coordination or formation to actually contest the payload, and there's non-stop aggression. And because of that, look at the time bank. SSFU has earned 5 minutes and 20 seconds. That is quite a huge time bank being bought here by SSFU because they are playing so aggressively and not even letting SU before results you know, form their or line up their heroes properly.
Oh, doesn't get it there. Pro right now gonna be taken on down. How he's gonna be beaten there by Claire. Instead goes over to the Brigitte there. But you gotta give it to them. 5-minute time back for SSFU, and they're using a composition right now, Teddy, that involves no Lucio already. But Hazi now gonna get caught out by Bubble Kitty. Swaps a little bit to Reaper instead. Good control over to the tunnel, and they are gonna play the CQNC here and now. Death Blossom to dance on the graves of the opposition. And this is a perfect opportunity for the attack to try and change things up. It's still gonna be scary though, because the Brig and the Reaper. Oh, it is gonna be a swap though. But yeah, the Brigitte from Claire already putting a big dent to the speed that SSFU loves to play. So we go over to the Sombra instead for the hacks. We do have Overshake though ready with the duplicate, and here comes one more time. SSFU going for the siege.
I'm really liking the play here by Brig. That's because of the break, and now we have the Bubble Kitty playing the Sombra, right? They have so much potential to actually peel for their backlines. Look at that. Claire is just essentially, you know, being the third tank on the team, and now we have a kill. Overshake does indeed get a kill onto Claire, so with one support down, it seems like the cards are crumbling now for Team SU before results. I spoke too soon. Thanks.
Saturn comes on in, and SU before results now pulling it apart. But as they say that, though, Deadpool gives the opportunity to Deadeye, and here comes trouble as Overshake has to fly on around. Slips the Pragu, going for the push that they need. Harley now gonna get caught out by the Winston Eve there. Even just Buster. How many times have we seen him in the front line just get a proper push for the team? Not only that, but for the proper range, and this is one room you do not want to be in with an Angry Monkey pulling the China shot. It does feel like Monkey here in the body doing the damage that needs to be done, and Deadpool gonna get turned in the pool of blood there quickly by the Winston. But as I say that again, the Reinhardt and Zarya of Harley and BTYX fighting on back. 3.15 meters. So this is so close. How close is this?
3 minutes left.
Sips the Frog Uwu, and you said it. 3 minutes left. Still a chance right now to make this work. As Overshake with the catch out the Bubble Kitty, and it's desperation time for Harley and crew right now for SU before results.
But Pao has his ultimate online, so that's actually essentially a 7-man onto the payload, which, you know, the Bob has tons of HP, and now we have SSFU opening it up with a Diva Bomb, and it gets BTYX down, and we also have Pao using his bomb onto the point. Oh, this is it, this is it.
It is 2 minutes and 30, and you said it yourself. Self-destruct to get the opening. Breach and clear. SSFU are here. And as you before result, unfortunately, it was another well-played patent pending Deadpool, Dead Eye rather, right?
Right,
But
yes.
it's so far away. That's the problem. He got the space, but everyone else from SSFU just says, "Hi, what you doing over there?" We're gonna go for the push for the payload now, and we're gonna take the full push experience. Full cap here for SSFU. 2 minutes 30. Beautiful time back even. And really, Slips and Frog, ooh, I'm scared if I'm gonna be facing off these guys. The
Yeah.
squad of Lucio One Tricks, knowing so many different compositions and pushes. Say it ain't so, because this is SU before result having to deal with a barrel pointed at them, and they need to at least try and, emulate what Slips and Frog has already accomplished so far here, Teddy.
Yeah, but look at the coordination by SSFU, right? They coordinated their opening really well, and like you have seen on their push onto point A earlier, right? They actually did played it very well with the aggressions and as well as the rotations going into backlines and not knowing when not to overextend. So really good discipline by SSFU, and also in the last fight, that was really quite a nice opening there by the Diva, and then followed up by the Bob, the 1000 HP Bob, which actually bought them the fight. It was just press Q and win games.
Dude, what, are you talking about Overwatch itself? Is it that how you press Q, you say, okay, we're good to go. But it was a 7-man experience from the Ash getting the bomb into play. But we'll see now as we get back into the action and see attack here now for SU before. So then what we put a dive against Bubble Kid, so interesting enough. Still gonna be on that Torbjorn. And as I say that, center of mass is an easy blast in the pass here from Bao immediately and catching out Bubble Kid there. One weakness of the Thorn Gun. Very big crit box with the head just in the middle. Very easy to hit in the first place. And not only that though, it's SSFU really making sure that the Frog parts of their name is being said here to SU before result right now. Thing is though, this is a squad that has so much high caliber players. Yes, there is that pro experience here for SU before results. If I remember correctly, around 4 of these guys from SSFU, if I have my facts right, Teddy, they're around top 500 from before. So yeah, this is a lot of skill potential for these two teams. So the best that NCA has to offer. And SSFU right now beating back Harley yet again. There's the push Bubble Kitty over to the Widowmaker, but the Echo is just not gonna have any of that whatsoever. Another cleanup from Slips of Frog. Ooh, and are we gonna see a potential 2-0 right here? Seems like Momentum is screaming yes right now for Slips of Frog. Ooh, and not only that, they have the ultimates in back here, Teddy.
Yeah. I mean, the difference in terms of like skill is quite apparent here. But it's not to say like SU before results are that bad. It's because they are actually SSFU. They are playing it very methodically. Like they are knowing when not to push and overextend, which is what I guess SU before results. Harley has been just overstaying his welcome by quite a fair bit in all his pushes, and because of that, he gets taken down quite early. And look at that now. We actually have a 2 kill on the side of SSFU, and it is now a cleanup duty for SSFU. Just not giving any chance for SU before results to actually push on the point.
Man, Harley tries his best with Winston, but you can see it here for Slips and Frog. Just to capitalize on that factor, Teddy, is they know how to isolate the backline from the frontline so effectively. How many times have we seen Harley go for the push, go for the initiation? But unfortunately for him, he's all alone. And let's not forget, SE before results, they used to represent, some of the players here used to represent the best that the SEA scene had to offer. Contenders from way back when. But this is SFF, we say they're the new generation, but Deadpool right now getting rid of Bob from the equation, and there's Butter with a kill onto Bubble Kitty. Here comes Overshake yet again, and it's just the speed of the Echo right now, being such a fast to the backline. Surrate and Deadpool both go down. Here comes the Sleeping Diva as well, BTYX, and now there we have it. Just one form of crowd control is enough, but BTYX with a desperation self-destruct doesn't get anything whatsoever. 53 seconds left, not even the first hit given here to SU before result. And right now, it does seem like that 4 before result, it might be a result that they don't want here unless they can make it work. 40 seconds left here, Teddy, and they have to try and find a pick with that Widowmaker.
Yep, I think the Widowmaker is not actually providing too much value here for SU before results. No, not to this Bubble Kitty, but the pressure here on the map by SSFU is just not allowing Bubble Kitty to do too much. And yet again, you see Overshake getting killed on the dead wheel, which leads the fight into a 6v5. And now we have BTYX just, ooh, yep.
Oh, the back line, and no! Gets the ring! He even catches that BTRX in the back, and goodbye to him already! The chances of XU before Assault blow up in their faces, and Slips and Fragu will take the clean 2-0 for our first map. We thought this would be Clash of the Titans, so this was the battle for the first seed of Group A, but Slips and Fragu just says thank you next, and we go in the next match as 2-0 here. SSFU, they are dominating the Collegiate Clash right now, man.
You know, although like Dex, you mentioned like SU before results, they have like quite the star-studded players on their team, right? But nevertheless, you can't discount SSFU from what you've seen just now, like their performance. They were so dominant in terms of defending the high ground and stopping rotations from actually happening. So it's quite a difference in terms of philosophy on how you engage, and like a new school versus an old school sort of thing. But the aggression here and the coordination from SSFU is second to none. Like, they see something, they take it, right? It's there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, for SC before result, we can see a bit of the weakness right now. The problem is when they get isolated, that's when everything gets jumbled up. And a squad like Slips of Frog, ooh, they thrive in that chaos. They make sure that that's a situation. And we saw it how many times from the likes of, Unknown and Overshake. I have to give it to them. Overshake playing an incredible echo over the past two maps, really being such a big bother against Bubble Kitty and whatever he would bring. Unknown in the meantime, making sure that the Diva would get even more value than before. He would have a matchup against SC before result, but his self-destructs and his defense matrices were a lot more potent. Pulse bombs were getting eaten left, right, and center there by Unknown. And for Slips of Frog, ooh, this is the beginning yet again of their potential domination. They're going to be going into next week with basically such confidence, with a
Yep.
perfect map record, with the top seed of their group. And SC before result, I think right now the drawing board has to be cleaned on up, has to be written yet again. How
Yep.
do we protect our backline? Because the initiate is strong, the star power is there, and really they're very potent in the fights. But when Slips of Frog, ooh, my friend, would catch out any sort of weakness from SU before result, that was the timing they were looking to pounce on.
I mean, like you saw in the attack here by SU before results, they're trying to get control over the first point. They had the initiation, right? The tanks were diving in, but after the dive in, there wasn't enough like follow up. There wasn't enough too much space. That's because I think like SSFU were playing it really well. They just isolated the tanks to do whatever they have to do, and because of that, they bought so much time for SSFU to pummel down DPS onto the squishies which were left behind. So I'm pretty sure like the Videomaker didn't have enough value. That's because her sight lines were always being obscured, and she couldn't have a nice angle to actually snipe anyone off.
Yeah, it's just so unfortunate, so stifling on that defense when we see it there
Mm-hmm.
on the money. And well, that's gonna be a victory there for Slips of Frog. Ooh, such a scary squad taking down the NTU boys of SU before results. And that's gonna be our first hour already of our group stage. We've had such an incredible run so far, guys. 2 incredible days with such amazing casters, amazing players, and the collegiate clash is still gonna be keeping on up. But I do believe it might be time for us now to take a little bit of a break, and when we return, we're going to be having our second matchup there. That's NUS Bing Chillin versus Elo Hell in the battle of the midfield over at Group B. Can they actually make it next week? Will they be able to get that top cut? We're going to be finding out very, very soon. But for now, I've been Dax, this has been Teddy, and we'll see you guys in just a bit for more of the Overwatch Singapore Collegiate Clash.
See you later.
And guys, here we are. Welcome back to the Overwatch Singapore Collegiate Clash 2021, and it is the final day, the final games that will be casting and stream for you today. My name is Dax. I'm here with Teddy, who's
Hello,
busy.
guys.
He's hungry right now, hungry for some action. But I gotta say, Teddy, before we move on to the next game, gotta ask you, the last series that we just saw there, Subs and Frago, these guys, very, very scary, and they get the perfection on the group stage. SC before result, gonna be having to contend with second place, but really, that series, I feel like it's gonna be a predecessor, perhaps, maybe a glimpse of what's to come in next week's playoffs, right?
Yep. Definitely in next week playoffs, it will be in Kallang Esports Experience Center. So guys,
Oh,
don't miss that.
LAN.
There will be LAN, it's been a while since all this COVID shenanigans has happened. So you can actually go on down. Let's see if the SOP or the guidelines allow visitors or spectators to actually watch. There'll be a different experience for sure, when you're watching it live in front of you. So yes,
Okay, so
Deck.
yeah. No, the thing is, wait, let me book some tickets real quick to Singapore. See you guys there. That's a cap, by the way. It's very hard to fly on out. But the thing is, we have one more matchup for you guys tonight, and it will be quite a show indeed. NUS
Mm-hmm.
Bing Chilin. Oh, that's a
Ping
great name
chilling.
already. Bing
Oh,
Chilin versus
yeah.
Elo Hell. So already the memes and dreams gonna be here, but it's a battle of the midfield of Group B. And in this matchup right now, if the cards do align properly for Team NUS of the National University of Singapore, they might have a chance to make it to next week. On the flip side, though, Elohel looking to play gatekeeper, looking to just be a bother on what Bing Chillin
Mm-hmm.
wants to do in the first
Mm-hmm.
place. And let's look at the rosters right now of these two squads, starting off with Bing Chillin, I believe, as we can check out who's playing for today. And there you have
Ooh.
it. Got Exila Riptide, ZSP, Captain Sheenie, and Overclock and Lucy Watch. And for first things first, here for NUS, I look at that tank line and I feel like there's a bunch of potential here for Excel and Riptide right now.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And given like how NUS has been liking to play thus far, they have been favoring the Diva as well as the Reinhardt on occasion, but Excel can actually flex onto other tanks as well. We'll see him with ball. Let's see, hopefully. And of course, if there's a map which allows for Lucio plays, maybe Overclock would be the one playing it. We'll see. Yeah.
Yeah,
So with
well, with that being said, my friend, with that being said, let's
that
shake
being
things
said.
up. We're watching Big Chillin right now, and there is a bunch of potential. But the other squad that we have to talk about here is Elo Hell. And on the flip side, it's also another team
Mm.
that really feels like an up and comers, and that's what we want to push here in the collegiate clash. Let's be real. There's some of these talents that haven't been able to make the biggest stages happen. It's not too many opportunities right now in Overwatch, and when you can give them that stage to play and you can give them that opportunity, we are here for you. The overarching of our collegiate clash, it's an experience, it's a time for many of these players to come on back and really bring in their full force for the Overwatch SEA community. And here for Elo Hell, those are some names that we're seeing right now on the uprise. You got Joshy Dogs, we got Racer Boy, Adam Big Ball 69. That's a great name already.
You
I'm gonna
can't
get the
say that
chuckle.
name with a
Dude,
straight face, dude.
no. I'm gonna say it. Teddy.
Okay.
Big Bulge 69.
Oh.
See? That's
I
an
can't
amazing
help it.
name.
I can't
The,
keep a
the
straight
the
face. Thanks.
censors have not seen him yet, and that's a great. If he's gonna be as big as his bulge in terms of the impact, well, Elo Hell will be happy with that DPS line. And finally, got Helios in Paperbag 3000. And some of the names that I've seen here before, Racer Boy, Helios, and Paperbag especially, these guys have been getting better month by month. Every single
Mm-hmm.
time I would see them play, and it feels like they've gotten an even higher ceiling. And for Elo Hell, maybe that's gonna be their chance there. These two squads right now, lots of potential, lots of fireworks that can happen coming into this matchup.
Yes.
And in terms of our map pool here, Teddy, what do we have here? Because for round number 2, for our second map pool of the day, it's gonna be a little different from what we've seen a while ago.
Yes, definitely. So for the first map, it's gonna be a control map, which will be Busan, and followed by Blizzard World, which is the hybrid, the second map, and the last map would be Watchpoint Gibraltar, which is the escort map. So I'm hoping to see really some back and forth, divey sort of action that we've witnessed earlier. Hopefully, these two teams will be playing it a bit more aggressive, and we have lots of action to actually see any mechanical know-hows by any of the DPSs or the tanks or the supports by either of the teams to jostle control over Busan.
Yeah, and
I-
Busan, it's a map that it feels like it can go one way or the other. It's one of those, of course, control is very
Mhm.
symmetrical, but it feels like Busan, it's really that kind of map that feels very familiar for many. You can
Yep.
easily make waves in downtown, find a way to make it happen again in Sanctuary itself, and of course the
Mecha
Mega Base.
base.
Mega Base,
Yeah.
let's not
I
forget
love
Mega
Mecha
Base.
base.
Some of the best SEA clashes, whether it be back then in the Open Division contenders, right? They
Mhm.
happen on Mecha Base, and it usually is that bust on through from the choke point. As soon as they have that ready set go situation
Mhm.
where they can push from the upstairs area down to the point. It's one of the best things that we have seen from the SEA circuit time after time. But moving on now to Blizzard World, gonna be a little bit different. That hybrid map, there's so many different factors that really come into Blizzard World. You a lot of high ground that you can utilize, a
Yep.
lot of different angles and different rides that you can basically use to your advantage. And I'm really gonna wonder here, Teddy, how these guys are going to be playing into Blizzard World because there's so many compositions that you can actually run on a map like this.
Exactly. We have seen top tier teams run Symmetra, Bastion, the teleporting Bastion that's always so annoying to actually, catch hold of. Especially when the Bastion just teleports behind you and look, your whole team dies. So it could be an avenue for teams, to just, hash the meme strats into Blizzard World right there. So we'll see. And Watchpoint Gibraltar, it's a staple and it has lots of high ground. So I'm hoping for lots of dive action. But I don't think it's a bit ball friendly, isn't it? But it
Man,
really depends, though. It really depends on the player.
unless you're a pinball wizard, man. If you can navigate those corners, you can make it work. But the thing is, I look at this map pool and it's just like junior high ground, medium high ground into ultra high ground going into map
Mm.
1, 2, and 3. There's so much potential that you can use from up top. Use that altitude. But now, right now, guys, we're gonna be adjusting our altitudes and our attitudes as we get into the first game. Busan gonna be the place to be. And here we go into the matchup. Final match of the group stage here at the Singapore Collegiate Clash. You got Dax and Teddy with you for tonight. Big shout outs to everyone who has been tuning on in so far. And of course, there are amazing casters and players that we've seen over the past 3 days. But here we have it. Final match of the
Mega
night.
Base!
Yes, Bing Chalin versus Elo Hell. And already Teddy looking very excited. We're going to kick things off here on Mecha Base. And I'm very interested to see what kind of comps these two teams are going to run here and now.
Oh, okay. Seems like almost a mirror match for both the teams, picking both, the exact identical tank lineups. They also have the Symmetra for a bit more portability and unpredictableness for the team to, rotate round whichever corner they see fit. And I'm really liking the Lucio being played here. It's basically a staple of any control because you get to mobilize your team as fast as possible to wherever they need to go. So let's see if any of the teams has what it takes. Oh, we have a rotation. We have a swap here. The Symmetra on the side of Elo Hell will be swapping to a Reaper. They've all now being utilized.
May Reaper into play, and here we have it. Reinhardt's gonna be double passion here for a side of Mechan base. Immediately over to the right hand side. ZSB still figuring out the Symmetra, and Keeper back gonna get a hole real quick as the Lucio gonna go on down. So first pick off already here from the side of Bing Chilin, and it's perfect because he got the Mei. It's already gonna be Ice Screaming, but Billsball 69 himself has to go for the shot step, has to back on away immediately with the right form, and doesn't want to get in the action whatsoever. Bing Chilin with good control and with that big pick off to start things off. No speed whatsoever for Elo Hell to even get to the point, and Bing Chilling, of course, gonna be going for the pinch high ground, and with the Reinhardt, they're happy here to stay on.
I'm really liking the play here being used by Captain and sorry, I can't really. The Mei here being played by Bing Chilling, though. Really good balls, controlling the fight in his team's favor, and now we will have the engagement by both the teams onto the second high ground.
Riptide looking for a few shots. Captain though trying to find the target. And Blizzard gonna be available. Look at this, the push though from Elo Hell. They've got it to the middle, and they're looking to fight on back. CSP though gonna get frozen, and here comes the Mei coming in close. Added with the takedown. Here comes the push as well from Racer Boy, and he's racing through the opposition. Elo Hell, they went for the middle point, they went for the capture, and they took names and kicked ass along the way as Bing Chillin will have to reset.
I don't think this next fight is going to bode well for Elo Hell because we have the Mei ultimate being... Oh, what?
Oh,
Fat finger?
Racer boys? It's okay, no one saw that, no problem. It's just a cue. No one saw that, but now we see the Fulton Barrier into play from Big Chillin, and just because they heard the stun come on out, they happily take the point from the low ground. Exile already, exiling Paper back to the spawn, and immediately Big Chillin with the control. You can see here a bit more experience right now for the side. Big Chillin, a bit more of the maturity from what we've seen so far in the roster, and a perfect ice again from Captain Shady to steer this ship. The Blizzard right now is bringing another ice age for Bing Chillin, and it's just half here. Your name is Bing Chillin, and you have the Mei into play to carry their weight and more. 60% already shoot for for Bing Chilin, and they've been dominating the battlefield for so far here, Teddy.
I think the whole team was actually quite stunned by the fat finger Q by the Reinhardt there, so the whole team didn't really know what to play next into Bing Chilling. But now we see the rotations happening here for Elo Hell.
May wall on the way. The way wall is going to be there. Cracks on down as the aspect chase is going to be played on out. And the big bulge there with the death loss. Self-destruction next as well from Josh Dog. And it seems like Exile already going to go for the reset. Elo Hell unleashing Hell and Eye Fury with the ultimate. Going to be taking the point away here from Bing Chilin. And Elo Hell still fighting on back. We've seen them take these pseudo riskier angles once we got to the point. They like to try to take that bridge over the point itself, but this time Racer Boy making sure that his finger is away from that Q button. He does have that Earth Shatter available. Paperback playing the scout, and this has to be information given here that immediately.
They spotted the rotation.
Falls CSB with a floating barrier even.
Oh no!
Perfect from Elo Hell. They're getting it away this time. They're blocking the push from happening in the first place, but CSB still bringing the damage to Symmetra. A chance here for Bing Chilin perhaps. They're going for more. Well, they're going to be into play. Here we go with the TP play one more time, and this Exile is hopping all around. Lucy watching over for everyone else. 1-for-1 trade right now. Focus fire onto the Reaper. Overtime ticking on down, and Exile with a catch on the big wall. 69 seems like these patch no fit whatsoever. And the only stall left here for Elo Hell is the Mei. The Blizzard is going to be into play. Now we have the Reinhardt there, but the Sapphire will just adjust the ease here for Bing Chilin to put them in such a good spot. Bing Chilin, they still found a way to dominate from the underpass there, Teddy, and 100-49 for our first map here.
Yep. Definitely, I'm really liking the hero picks by Bing Chilling though. They have the Symmetra and they know how to play with the teleporter, so it allows them to be at virtually at two places at one time. You can just swap whenever you're low, so you have an escape route there. That was what earn Bing Chilling so much ample time, to just, scurry away if, let's say, your HP is low and back to the fight yet again, or, just to get another vantage point onto the high ground and back onto the low ground again when you have to contest the point. So Bing Chilling was playing it very well as the mage. Like, really nice walls there.
Yeah, Captain Shaney really steering the ship well for NUS, and you saw how many times with that Blizzard, right? It's just perfectly placed. The ice walls were apt as well, and Elo Hell, they had a few opportunities to try and contend, but unfortunately, it just went to the wayside because of a few unfortunate circumstances here and there. But let's not dwell on that. Past this pass as we get now into Sanctuary here, and it's a 1-0 lead, of course, for Bing Chilin. We do get the Wrecking Ball into play here from Reptile. Exile still gives sticking around on the Diva, but double barriers now going to be played here. The Risa and the Sigma together for Elo Hell. They want to set the stations and try to make that Torbjorn work, but Riptide already ripping apart the defenses immediately for Elo Hell with that pile driver. There we go, the pressure being applied as well here to the side of Bing Chilin, but still a problem because Elo Hell, they're really fortified right now here, Teddy. They're set up with the Sigma. Accretion goes for the connection. Here comes the Hans though. Captain Shady tried the first one through the barriers, and finally it's Racer Boy with the first takedown. So Elo Hell having the advantage, going for more loose spot, trying to make the Zenyatta work for a bit of damage in the backline, but it's right in front of them. 69 putting in the pressure, and Paperback cleaning up nicely. Elo Hell, they have lost the point first and foremost, but this should be a good capture for them to get it back.
Like, I'm looking at the lineup here. You have Elo Hell. They have so much CC on their team. I don't think Riptide is going to get any value. Once he go in, he doesn't even have the opportunity to go in. There's a McCree stun, there's a Mei bash, there's a, the halt by the Orisa, as well as the rock by the Sigma. There's so much that Elo Hell can do.
Boy, go over onto the high ground, and Elo Hell right now, they're trying to play offside. They're trying to make sure that they have the high ground advantage, and when they need to contest, they're gonna have the break to do it in the first place. Deadeye being primed with Big Ball 69, and he's looking to thrust it on the opposition, but he doesn't get much except the Demon onto one. Adden right now trying to still stay on. Here we have Bing Chilin already taking the point away, but it's still the efforts of the Cassidy time after time from Big Bulge. It seems like he's just being protected heavily by Josie Dodge as well as Racer Boy, and here comes the push. But that's the Dragon Strike already in play. Princess is gonna be there for the extra hitting as well. And Overclock right now, overclocking the heal potential. And they actually go after for Joxy first, so the Orisa now gonna go on down. Here comes the dash from the Hanzo as well. Minds into play from Riptide. And seems like for Big Chilling, they were happy to play the game of Elo Hell, but the Torbjorn now with the Bolted Core, the big bomb after the move. And even though it's a 1-for-8 break, the moment for efforts there, the Zenyatta now gonna go on down, and here comes the Brigitte of Helios to fight back the power of the sun. And it's just all about the spear play immediately. Here goes the face-to-face rally is available, but they don't need it. And Elo Hell will get the point back.
I mean, but looking at what the point contention it is at now, you know, Elo Hell were rotating a bit too slow. I guess they were a bit too lethargic. But also, kudos to them, they were playing it a bit carefully. Albeit a bit too careful for my taste, right? And now we have the rotations. Riptide finally changing over to the monkey instead of the ball. Yeah. So there's a bit more poke and a shield on his side, so I guess that will buy a bit more space for his team. But now we'll see both teams are engaging on the point.
Did I know? And Big Bulge with a find onto 2. Right now, he's wearing the pants of this relationship, and here comes Helios as well with a quick whip shot to get the catch onto one more. Exile now does go down. Captain Shady will fall as well, and it does seem like it has to be another change here for Bing Chillin. Trying to play the dive. Knife up work out. Riptide over to the Reinhardt instead. And you can see the confidence right now for Elo Hell to play this composition. The Brigitte is basically that backup plan for the peel, for the stuns. And a while ago, he was the hero there to get the point of back after the fall of Joshi early on. But a TP play from ZSP, Symmetra specialist from what we've seen so far. A little bit of the Photon Balls trying to go for more. The turret already can get broken. And it's Builder versus Builder, Symmetra versus Stormbird. And this is actually happening in a tournament. It's happening right in front of your eyes. The Crescendo will go for connection. Here comes Big Bull 69 yet again with the catch on the 1. And as the push happens, it has to be Bing Chillin trying to fight on back. Their boy with the flux broken down Riptide. And the chance of the Bing Chillin quickly. Molten Core over to the side. And for Elo Hell, it's Hell High Fury and Lava to get this point to make it 1-1. We are all tied up and we go to the side there. Downtown we go. You're on Busan, Teddy.
Downtown indeed, Dex. I'm hoping to see a bit more of, you know, there's a small little perch on top where usually video makers like to hang out, you know, rain down lead bullets from above. So we'll see if any of the teams would opt to play the sniper. But no, Elo Hell, you know, using what won them the previous game, they're playing it a bit slow. They're playing it with double shields, and they have like essentially a bunker composition going into downtown. So let's see if they can actually play this a bit more methodically. Bing Chilling, I think they were playing on the backhand for most of the earlier game where they played a ball, they played a monkey, and now finally with the Reinhardt, I guess this is what that would make them, you know, more aggressive. They can push with the speed given to the Reinhardt by the Lucio as well.
And we talk about Lucius a lot in this tournament, and Overclock can be one of them already. He's mentioned the speed, and we're gonna get it here immediately onto the corner of downtown. These guys waiting for the subway to come, but it's already the turret being broken there by Exile. So Adam tries to make that play, but immediately Joshi already taken on down. Captain though on the push, and here comes Big Balls yet again to get the face off with the Cassidy. And there's so much DPS potentially from Elo Hell, making sure that they still have a chance anyway. But CSP with a setup, Exile right now is gonna be trapped in front yet again and pushing everyone away immediately. Onto the point we go here for the side of NUS. That's the capture, and that's the control they've been looking for here, Teddy.
Yep, definitely that's a capture, but at what cost though? They now have all team members, right, back onto the point. But earlier on, they pushed a bit too aggressively into the side of Elo Hell, which earned Elo Hell a bit more of their ultimate charge in their bank now. Now we'll see Lucy Watch almost having his ultimate.
Map Matrix is available for paper bag, that's the thing. And Overclock gonna be backing it all away with the rest of the squad. Bing Chillin, they tried to use that high ground to their advantage. Right now they have to deal with Elo Hell and their setup. That's looking very, very scary. Map Matrix now gonna play big rectangle in their face. And this is all about them making sure that the barriers do get broken and Elo Hell can't get the pickoffs and the extra pressure that they want. But on the flip side, the Map Matrix for the attacking side gonna be
nice block.
It's gonna be at the play there from Racer Bear as well. And he's playing with gravity and playing with the opposition, but Bing Chilling with a blizzard is on the low ground, and it fends off the opposition for a while here, Teddy. It's a stall, but right now Bing Chilling fighting on back, and
nice.
Ties in their favor. The moon waxes and wanes on this nighttime, but Bing Chilling, this is their night to shine. Team kill after Riptide sacrifices his life for the greater good, and for Bing Chilling, that was such a stall with the ultimates, but in the end, they still were able to stay on and stay alive on the point there, Teddy.
Yeah, I mean, Bing Chilling were playing this very patiently, you know. They were just waiting for rotations to happen. That's because they know Elo Hell has to, get onto the point in order to contest it. So they weren't in any hurry to, push the fight onto Elo Hell's territory where they could be in the back foot. But nevertheless, now we'll see yet another rotation on the high ground. Elo Hell just trying to poke some damage from the high ground. And we'll see some ultimates being used.
Hell, they're trying to do it yet again. This is their chance, this is their opportunity, and this is what they want to do in the first place, especially with the BAP, the Cassidy, as well as the Gorbran into play. But you mentioned it, being chillin', they can stay on the low ground, they can make sure that the opponents have to go onto them, and as overtime takes them away, Big Chillin right now with so much control, happens again with another perfect ice wall. Here comes though the shot up the Riptide, but it's such a big barrier in between both ones here, being set up by the Symmetra. ZSD cleaning up nicely, and Order has met the point, and Order has been taken here by Bing Chillin. A dominant performance there on Mecha Base on such a contested matchup. But here and now on Busan, it's NUS taking the first map.
Yeah, I really like the way Bing Chilling was playing. They were just playing, at their pace. They're forcing Elo Hell to commit onto them. Forcing Elo Hell essentially to make the first mistake and therefore, snowball from there on. Like, really methodical plays here by Bing Chilling. Very well done, execution-wise.
The biggest thing is Bing Chillin did not fall for what Elo Hell wanted to do. Especially that last map there in downtown. It's pretty simple what Elo Hell wants to accomplish, right? You have that map, you have that Cassidy, put the Amp Matrix in front of the Cassidy, put it in front of the Orisa as well, and you can do so much potential damage. But what did Bing Chillin decide to do instead? Hide under them, hide the other passes, right? And they just took so much cover to keep themselves alive there in that last map there, Teddy.
Not only that, they were all grouped up together, so the Baptiste has tremendous ult. They also have the Symmetra to cleave the fight into two, just stalling techniques all over again. They have the defense matrix. So, they were actually just forcing Elo Hell's hand into playing into what they wanted. So just come on to the point if you dare. That was essentially what Bing Chilling was telling Elo Hell.
Hey, Teddy. So would you say that there was quite a cosmic divide there being set up by the Symmetra? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about, Don't say anything. But really, let's be real. That photon barrier was such a big bother in the first place, right? Yep. Not only was it the Reinhardt shield being quite a pest to whatever the side of Elo Hell wanted to do. It's just that the fact that they were able to stay in the ice walls, even keeping them alive, and overall, it was such a better effort there, I'd say, for Bing Chillin in that very last round of the control map. But for both sides, they put up such a good fight. Elo Hell, I love what they did there in Sanctuary. I love what they did there. How many times did they stay on the high ground and let Big Bulge do what he does best and go for the shots, get some easy pickoffs, get some easy takedowns, and Josh Dog as well as Racer Boy really working together with that double barrier composition. But I feel like the biggest one to watch out for was that first map on Mecha Base, right? Bing Chlin found more opportunities versus Elo Hell, and that is what thrust them into that great system. That is what put them into, I'd say, the advantageous spot for the whole map. But coming into Blizzard World now, they got, I'd say, some high ground, but this time it's gonna be an even bigger, I'd say, opportunity to do so. And for me, Elo Hell, the longer this map pool goes, I think that it's actually going to be a better chance for them to keep it up, to play the compositions they want to play, what we've seen from them in the first place. And I do believe we're going to see them on the defending side first here as we get into the next map. So if Elo Hell can make a map 3 happen here, Teddy, they might have a really good chance of taking the series from what we've seen so far.
Definitely. But it seems like this is quite a stark contrast in terms of play style as the match we watched earlier, where it was all aggression. Nevertheless, we'll see if both the teams are going to play it slow in Blizzardville. Let's move on to Blizzardville decks. Yep.
Right, all you can, my friend, as it's time now for our fast passes to bring us to where the cheers and jeers can come. Blizzard World might be the last map of the night, or it might not
be.
if Elo Hell can make it work. Let's get into the game, let's get into the matchup, and let's get into Blizzard World for the Collegiate Clash.
Ooh, so yep, as we said earlier, the losers get to pick which side they want for Blizzard World. So I guess now it would be Elo Hell choosing to defend.
Yes,
Was it? Yep.
Yeah.
So I guess it would be a fight where let's see who controls the high ground and how they can rotate onto the point effectively on the first point here in Blizzard World. There are so many rotation paths that any DPS or flankers can actually use to path their way onto the point and hopefully get a pick or two by poking the defending team. But like both teams, they opt to play it slow. Again, Elo Hell with the double shield composition. I guess if that was what they screamed for and this is what they're gonna play. Bing Chilling, on the other hand, I really like. Again, they have the Symmetra, which is buying them so much mobility on top of the Lucio being played here. So, you know, they can be at 2 places at once, like I was saying, Dex. Like, and so much peel potential here being played by Exile. He can just move forwards and backwards depending on where ZSB set up the teleporter for him to go.
Yeah, and he's also enabled by Overclock, making sure that that Symmetra can get up close and personal. But you said 2 places at once. Let me say this real quick. Why not we make it 3 instead? Why not we have that Sombra into play? ZSB though still sticking around on the Symmetra though, thinking about the Widowmaker, but Bing Chillin happy to play their comfort picks right now. In meantime, Elo Hell, yes, that double barrier is what we were talking about. And in a map like this gets even scarier. We got a taste of it a while ago on Busan. Now we get the full course here on Blizzard World. It's all about the waiting game here for the side of NUS. I think they have to play the teleportation relocations here, my friend, because if they go out in the open, Elo Hell has so many ways to break down those barriers that the Reinhardt has in the first place.
Yep, definitely. And now we'll see the rotation onto the point. It seems like Bing Chilling cleave the point into 2, blocking the line of sight from the high ground. Oh, this is great, getting dicey, Dex.
The damage still incoming here. Bing Chillin, they found the pickup onto Risa anyway, but it was Big Balls finding one in the first place. But Overclock right now with the poop. And Bing Chillin, they're just cool, calm, and collected. As soon as they get on the point here, Big Balls wins the fight, but he goes down after the Storm Arrows connect onto the Reinhardt. Racer Boy right now might be pushing over, picked up very quickly. And even Captain Shaney, you can see him going over to the high ground. Creativity with the ice wall, and it's all about the directions that Big Chilling can come. They went for front forward a while ago. They went straight to the point. But I love what Overclock and Captain Shady were able to accomplish there. Set up on the site, go for the boops, and Elo Hell, they got off to a good start. But if you get displaced like that, it's a problem right now for the defense.
Yep, definitely. And now just look at the rotations here by Bing Chilling. Only one on the cut and the rest are on the high ground, just trying to jostle for the control in the high ground, which is preventing Elo Hell from setting up their comfortable, you know, two shield tanks lineup. Oh, this is a big engagement here by Bing Chilling.
In the pickoff, Captain Shaney making it work. He can be a captain of any ship by this point because he's leading the team to decisive conquest every single time he plays that ice wall. But Big Bulge again just hits his mark with the bow and arrow. His Hanzo has been sublime so far, getting the pickoffs, the few ones Elo Hell has gotten in fact. And if anyone is gonna pop up, anyone can really save the day, it has to be him. The Dragon Strike though gonna be into play, and Big Bulge right now with the burn on the BSP. The Dragon becomes the Symmetra there. Overclock looking to try and play from in behind. Sapphire is the call, but it's desperation here from Bing Chillin. Exile though with a self-destruct, staying on the line with the baby Diva, and he's back into the mech, but it's Big Bulge again bringing the damage that needs to be done. Lucy Watch can be watching for the spawn, and Overclock right now making sure it's a great escape here for the side of Bing Chillin, as that's Elo Hell fighting on back this time, but Big Bulge really the man to watch out for, and just because of his efforts right now here, my friend Teddy, look at how many ultimates Elo Hell has.
Yeah, but you know, finally Elo Hell did actually catch a break in that fight. You know, they have just been on the back foot thus far in the game, and now we have actually Bing Chilling again with their ultimate freezing the main Blizzard thing. Right, that would be instrumental into forcing Elo Hell's hand from rotating. And now we'll see with the dead eye. Aiden hoping.
Anyone. And Aiden's here. Got Racer Point with the flux, and onto the point and the payload we go. Fierce Matrix, Mortality Matrix rather, as well as the amplification already from the bad team. Lucy Watch setting up so nicely, and immediately from there, Elo Hell gets cleaned up with a broom and dustpan in hand. That was just the BAP making sure that all the tools were there. Immortality Field, Amp Matrix, and the works with the healing. Bing Chillin making sure they have a big time back as they push to the last point here, Teddy.
I really like the way how Bing Chilling forced Elo Hell, you know, from not contesting the point. They actually had to use the ultimate from the Mei. so that they couldn't. Oh, okay. Now we have yet another aggressive push here by Bing Chilling, pushing all the way into the spawn, almost the spawn point of Elo Hell. They are not actually getting a group team up, a clean team up for Elo Hell.
They got denied and they died. That's just pretty much the TLDR of that round, of that clash they're making,
Right.
Teddy. The Dragon Strike got deleted by the defense matrix, and from that point on, it was an immediate push with the speed of Overclock into play. But Helios has a bit of a plan B in hand here for the defense. Last-ditch effort already from Elo Hell as they have the Transcends into play.
no.
Shadow does come from Riptide, push through the floor. But there we have the healing into play from Elo Hell to keep him alive. And Big Chilling right now trying to go for the stand barrier play, but adds it there with the pickup onto one self-destruct.
Oh no!
What a bomb and what a catch! Tactical move incoming, and suddenly it's Exile giving the advantage back here to Big Chilling. But desperation time for Big Punch on the Toolfist. Here comes Racer 4 as well onto the wrecking ball, but the Blizzard gonna be in the play. And here comes the control one more time. Captain Shady. Oh, Captain, my Captain. Their fearful trip is done as Big Chilling has brought the payload to the end. A full cap with 2 minutes 46.
That's a lot of time.
Control in, my friends. Control is the key, and Bing Chilin has them in their pockets right now.
I mean, like, Elo Hell were just playing very reactively to Bing Chilling, and Bing Chilling were having, like, the ultimates at the right time. You know, they were pushing when they needed to push, right? And they also had the mobility and speed afforded to them by the Lucio. Only at the very end there, Elo Hell decided to play the Lucio and opted to play something a bit less lethargic. So the ball came out, but it was a little too late for Elo Hell. So, but nonetheless, really nice push here by Bing Chilling.
So effectively done overall.
Mhm.
Bing Chilin, they waited. They made sure that the opportunities were there, Teddy.
Yeah. But Elo Hell didn't seem to, you know, react in time or adequately to the aggression being brought forth by Bing Chilling. And let's see if they now have a Lucio on their side, but let's see if they can actually make anything happen. It would be their turn now to push onto the first point. They are also opting to play whatever Bing Chilling were playing earlier. So hopefully, you know, if it works for them, why not just try it for yourself as well? So it might actually, you know, pay in dividends into capturing point A.
We're gonna get back into the action here. Elo Hell, last-ditch effort and last chance to stay alive in the series. They are gonna run the Symmetrical as well. We got the Reinhardt into play first, the Orisa D.Va on the other side. And Exile looks to be such that specialist to play that D.Va, get in the face of Oscar for Ursi an opportunity. But Big Chilin, they are gonna get caught on that, but never mind, as Elo Hell, they lose one immediately. Helios on the back piece, gets killed there by Captain Shady. CSP with the pressure from above at the same time. And for Big Chilin, they're happy to ignore the ground assault, but they still have to get on the point anyway. First stick has been taken, but CSP cleaning up nicely. That's what the Pharah is all about. Side seal delivered, and it's death from above here from Bing Chilin.
I think Elo Hell didn't really expect the Pharah to be played here by NUS, but you know, really nice Pharah. So the Pharah afforded them so much map control, and Elo Hell essentially was stuck in one corner, and it's just an aerial Junkrat for Bing Chilling, just raining down splash damage left, right, and center. So they were actually ticking down in terms of HP, and that was why they actually lost the first fight. Meanwhile, let's look at the Pharah again. Yet again. Aerial Junkrat.
Let's go, the aerial Junkrat. And suddenly it's death from above one more time. Pharah's frenzy. It's not even New Year's, but Elo Hell will be able to catch the Bimbo about Scarlet, but win with the cleanup nicely. You can see on the ground, paper bag holding on around at the speed of sound. Josh immediately with the reset there. And this is just NUS proving how flexible they really are right now. You can see ZSB on that Pharah changing things up. So they got the hands up for Captain. Again, Riptide over to the Orisa. And what we've seen and what we get from NUS is nothing short rather than success. So far so good. 2 minutes have elapsed. There is a saving grace though for Elo Hell. They got that first stick, so it's gonna be easier for them if they do win out a clash here. But they still have to be careful. Sandbar now gonna be able to play beautiful halt though from Riptide into the strike. And it's the ultimate fiesta that we see here on the point one more time. Riptide down to the corner, and Exile gonna be able to remove the immortality field from the equation, and Eraser Boy also removed from the premises. Captain Shady with the find on the Helios. Here we go with the self-destruct. but it's not gonna be enough to stay on alive. At CSP, he doesn't care about the ground control. He's up in the air, and another win in a clash here for the side of Bing Chilling.
I really think that this round was an eco round for Elo Hell, where they forced Bing Chilling to actually just utilize all their ultimates. Just now they had 5 ultimates, and now they have only the Pharah's ultimate up and ready for the next fight. So it was quite eco round to force Bing Chilling to use up all their ultimates early. All in hopes for this next push. Hopefully they can make anything happen.
That's the Jet for its last chance, man. That's the thing. With the Shatter, the Deadeye, as well as the Amp Matrix available, they're gonna have to try their luck and look to go for the flank instead. So Elo Hell being creative, cutting the lines and going backstage instead. Here comes the setup from up top. They're having to play it out a while ago on the defense, and they're gonna do it yet again. But CSP,
nice.
Already. Big Flush though with a fight off to the Mercy because finally. And Elo Hell, they were already suffering the punishment time after time. The circles that Bing Chilling were going and wrapping around them in the first place. But Elo Hell right now still fighting a little bit more. 2 ticks taken, and that should be the point even here for Elo Hell. They're still alive here, Teddy. We're gonna get more of the action here on Blizzard World.
Oh, wow, that was quite a rotation here by Elo Hell. They opted to move on to the back, and also, yeah, they really planned their engagement really well. Like, they forced Bing Chilling to use out 5 ults in the earlier round, and now, you know, with only 1 out, the Rocket Barrage, it could be countered easily by the D.Va Defense Matrix, and that was what essentially Bing Chilling, they didn't have enough disciplines in terms of pressing Q, so it was rough for them, right? But really nice rotations here by Elo Hell, and now we'll see the engagement here. Farah just trying to get some rockets through. Splash damage onto the side of Elo Hell.
Elo Hell, of course, to stay on the ground right now. Overclock, looking to go for the stain as much as possible. But you gotta give Big Bulge a while ago the credit for credit's due. Big man on the big campus here for Elo Hell. And he's still trying to go for the contest. Here comes Josh to win one, but one more time, PSP is such a pressure point that has to be dealt with. Exile also taking the opportunity. CSP right now playing on the ground, holding on to the Rocket Barrage. They know that this is going to be a clash that they win out already, and they're just buying time, wasting the time of Elo Hell even, and investing properly on the resources. Now the 3 ultimates at the ready here for the defense, and NUS again looking for that aerial superiority. We do have the D.Va of Joshi ready to bounce, ready to fight, but they need more opportunities there from Big Bulge. I know it's a big ask to Big Bulge already, but he has done miracles for them. If they can get rid of Overclock early on in a clash here, Teddy, Elo Hell might have an easier time to push that payload.
Okay, they just need to have the control by the main, and hope. Oh no, it's being thwarted by the Pharah with the defense matrix, as well as the bomb, the minefield here, just doing so much work, denying the space that Elo Hell has to work with. Rocket Barrage as well as the minefield decks. Such a nice combo.
Happy New Year, man. Happy New Year. So many explosives. No ticket, no fun. And now we will get something a little bit different for Elo Hell as they go for the Torgrim instead. As they're going to try to believe into the aim of the turret there. And here comes the Amp Matrix into play one more time from Helios from above. We got CSP. Self-destruct. Oh no! Oh no! Winner! That's the one more time. How many times I have to say it's happening here, guys? In a few more days, but it's already Bing Chilling celebrating here. No melting point whatsoever. These guys are just cool as ice right now, and they're just staying on alive. Riptide Rail will be able to scout out Racer Boy. Big Bulge moves over to the Soldier 76 instead, but the time is not on their side. 2 seconds left. The 4
Oh no, get it touch!
And Racer Boy has gotten the touch there, Teddy, but here comes the overtime that's taking on away. Desperation here from Elo Hell, but the Dragon Strike will be played on out, and the Amp Matrix even from above. Pressure points are being applied. There's the damage being done, and Adam and Racer Boy do fall on flat. The Flatliners are looking to go, and Overclock there with the sustain as well. CSP with the barrage. The Pharah has made sure that the opponents are at their mercy, and it's Bing Chilling making sure they have a chance for next week. They win out against Elo Hell 2-0, and a fast series here by NUS.
Yes, NUS were playing it so well. They had very nice rotations or utilizations of their ultimates, right? They opted to, you know, just cycle their ultimates wisely enough, you know, force positional mistakes that was afforded to them by the by actually look at that Riptide. No, he was just doing so much work, buying so much space, and using his ultimate, the minefield, to buy so much space and creating so much chaos, which actually shifted the focus away from the Pharah for the Pharah to do her work. Sorry. Oh,
How many times did we see that Fire just control the action there at Sandy? And ZSB places a matchup, plays the Fire. He can do everything and anything. The whole world is in his hands as Bing Chilin takes that victory. You gotta give it though to just the diva play of NUS. The big bombs
right.
time after time. How many times did we see just the efforts being applied by the tank line? And NUS, this is them making sure that they have a chance, right? Here, the Collegiate Clash, we want to give everyone the opportunity. We're happy to see everyone get on stream and all the likes. And Elo Hell, they put up a fight. And, for a funny name, it was such a serious effort from Big Bulge. He is a guy to watch out for. He
I
would make
know.
sure that there would be pickoffs there for Elo Hell in any kind of desperate scenario, whether he'd be on that Cassidy, whether he'd be on that Hanzo. It really feels like he was there for his team as much as possible.
Yeah, I really have to give it up for the tank lineups of NUS though. They were playing it really, really well. Like they were buying so much space for their DPS to actually make short work of Elo Hell. So with that, like you mentioned, the Diva was the ball was actually forcing the Baptiste to use the immortality field early, which was why once they saw immortality field was being expanded, they moved on in with the Diva bomb, and that was what brought them that fight. So much space being bought by the tank lineups.
That just basically is it. In the last 2 months, we saw there Bing Chilin making sure that there's so many more options, there were so many more opportunities, and they were able to take it time after time. We had some hopes there for Elo Hell, and they made sure that they would make those hopes be founded. But unfortunately, they would just get overrun after everything was said and done, and that basically does it for today's matches, guys. The Collegiate Clash, it has been quite a journey over 3 days, and we were happy to be able to showcase every single one of the teams that were available to be on broadcast. But not only that, we know there's more to come. But I have to ask you, Teddy, one last time about that matchup. Bing Chilin, if they can move on forward, what's one thing that they can really, basically capitalize on as a team? Because it feels like there's so much potential for the NUS squad also.
Right. If there's one thing that they can capitalize on, I guess it would be they have to work on their rotations a bit more, right? In facing against all these fast moving teams, like as earlier we saw SSFU versus SU before. If they can actually go there, right? Then they just have to work on rotations and how to peel for the aggression that all these faster paced teams can actually bring to the table.
That's the truth that we see it here in the last map, in that last series rather, compared to the first one. We saw so much Winston in
Yep.
the matchup a while ago, and now it's like, dive. That's just a joke. No one needs that.
Yeah, they were playing
We had
double
Reinhardt.
shields,
No,
Reinhardt,
meta hasn't changed over
Orisa.
months. It's the same game over and over again. But let's be real. It really is all about what works for your team. In the Collegiate Class right now, that comfort, just the powerhouses and whatever power plays that they can do in the first place, it does seem like that's the call to action. And we've seen how many times for many of these teams that if they can build around certain players or certain kind of comps that really work for them, then that is what puts them into the sphere of greatness. But guys, don't forget that we are not done with the Collegiate Clash. We are going to be finishing it up
Yep.
on the online qualifiers. But Teddy, I know we got something special for next week, my friend.
Ooh, something special next week. Okay, guys, on the 8th and 9th, don't forget there is going to be the LAN tournament that will be happening at Kallang Esports Experience Center. So do be there or be square, where both the top two teams of each group, Group A and Group B, will be duking it out in, singles elimination style, and you can see people just dropping like flies left, right, and center. And let's see who has what it takes to actually be in the first place. That they're gonna walk away with $150 in cash, $150 in BattleNet balance, $60 in Donkey voucher, as well as a really cool set of keycaps by Antidote Studio. So there's so much swag to win in the LAN tournament, which is going to be happening on the 8th and 9th. Tentatively, the time is going to be 3:30 to 8 p.m. So, guys, if if you're around, just please hop on by to Kallang Esports Center to watch it live. I'm pretty sure the experience is going to be totally different. But also for all of you who are not, or maybe a bit worried about the COVID situation, or are not from Singapore, right? Don't don't fret. We'll still be streaming all this and more. In the same channel here on CMG Arena's Twitch TV. So there's nothing to be missed out here.
Absolutely, guys. And there you
Hmm.
have it. Collegiate Clash. We are not done for the whole run, but we are going to be done for the qualifiers. Congratulations to all the teams that moving on to the land. And we thank you all for watching our incredible broadcast here by the amazing CMG Arena. Production has been absolutely incredible. Marshals, the communities right behind, like GLU, as well as the Pacific Overwatch community. You gotta give shout outs to them. And we thank, of course, all our sponsors. And thank you guys one more time for tuning on in. But for the last time for tonight, I've been Dax and I've been here with Teddy. We'll see you guys in the line. We'll see you guys for more on the Collegiate Clash next week. Have a good night and hopefully we'll see you guys there.
Bye bye.